Hey there, CBS 21 next. I'm Joel Dean, the place to be. It is Wednesday, the 15th. We're halfway through January already. How about that? And unfortunately, we're still talking about more violence in Harrisburg. Let's bring in our two reporters working on this today. We have Andrew Klein. He is now in studio. Earlier, he talked to some advocates in the area. Been trying to work on this violent situation, especially with youth, for a long time. We'll hear what they have to say now with this new one. But I'll start with T.J. Anthony. You had a chance to talk to, I believe, the mother of one of the most recent victims. Fill us in on what you were able to find out.
Hey, Joel D. Yeah, that's correct. So I spoke with Lacey Chambers. She's the mother of 19-year-old Corey Swan, who unfortunately lost his life overnight on Monday when he was shot. She said she found out not too long after the shooting happened. Her nephew called her. She got the news and drove right up here. She was in Virginia at the time. But she tells me Corey just was supposed to come down and visit his newborn baby brother just days away from him getting shot. It's truly unfortunate, especially, in the fact when you think about the fact that his mom moved her family away from Harrisburg because she found out that gangs could possibly be an issue in the city. So they moved to another state, but Corey loved his hometown so much and wanted to be closer to his sister that he ended up moving back to Harrisburg, and this unfortunately happened.
Oh, that is heartbreaking. Somebody makes a decision for safety, and then it turns out that that was the right decision, and it's proven in the most horrific way. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. That brings us to what do we do about this? This is a refrain that has happened year after year after year. It's not just a Harrisburg problem. This happens all over the country. But the people that are in the thick of this in Harrisburg are trying to work on this stuff. Andrew, you have that part of the story. Tell me what these folks are talking about, and maybe something unique, something new they want to bring to the table, and not just acknowledging all this violence.
Yeah, I mean, I spoke with Kevin Dolphin earlier from Breaking the Chains. The big thing he talked about and, continued to reiterate to me was that we need to just continue to have open conversation, whether it's parents and children, whether it's, people who are committing these acts and other advocates. It's just a lot about open conversation, making sure you can cover all fronts, but more importantly, just talking to people, making sure that, if somebody's going through something, you are able to speak with them instead of allowing them to go down these paths that lead to violence. That's, obviously the key issue is you want to get away from all that violence. And, one of the big things he brought up was that it starts with conversation, and that can be possible from anybody.
And I do want to chime in because, Andrew, that's what he said is very true. It does start from conversation. And thankfully, the city has implemented the GVI program, which they plan to go, from door to door and really put boots on the ground to talk to some of these young kids that, are troublemakers before anything like this happens. They do want to have these conversations early with these kids. But of course, it does start at home with the parents sometimes.
Yeah. Well, we don't know. We get the results that are the bad outcomes, right? We don't know how many maybe possible conversations or interventions derailed some people or helped some people or turn them around where they didn't end up down this path. We do end up seeing the result when it does go this way. All right, looking forward to seeing more of your story tonight, TJ in particular, and then we'll see if more what they're saying with Breaking the Chains. Andrew Klein. Thanks a lot, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, guys, let's flip things up a little bit. We like to see what's happening on social media, even in our area. Did you see this yet? Some sheep in our area. I'm kind of learning about this with you. Oh, boy. That is a lot of sheep right there. Yeah, bizarre sight, caught on camera, sparking hundreds of comments. Social media wants to know what's going on here. This is Elizabethtown in the Wendy's. And Michael Bringman tells us that he saw the sheep, took a photo. This is 8 a.m. today, 1600 block of South Market Street at Wendy's. If you have those Frosties coupons, you want to use them as much as possible. You spread them around the family a little bit. You might be able to get a lot of Frosties, but this seems kind of extreme. But I do like that they have their wool on. So I want to talk to you, Tom, about this. Wool is a good thing right now because it is colder than we've seen in a while.
People should have grabbed one of those and then taken it home to keep warm. You're right about that. So obviously very, very cold. We did touch into the 30s today, which actually surprised me, but it feels much, much colder than that. So tonight, Joel D, here we go again, another very cold night. And then we've got some snow showers that we're tracking tomorrow. It's basically a little clipper system that comes through. So we could see a coating in spots during the day tomorrow. It's not a whole lot of snow, but you will see a little bit. Then we get a reprieve. We actually warm things up. You take a look at the 7-day there, 38 Friday, 40 on Saturday. But Saturday's a messy day because we have this rain-snow mix that pushes this. We're not worried about anything laying or sticking. It's just going to be wet on the roads, but it will be a messy start to the weekend. Then there's another little system that comes in Sunday evening. That could drop a little bit of light snow. But the big overarching story for next week is how much colder we are. We think it's been cold now, even colder all next week, Joel D. Some of the coldest we've seen in maybe a decade.
In a decade. All right. Good to know. I don't like hearing it, but we got to hear it from you, my friend.
We're ready for it.
And some new adjectives for it. And what's the quickly, the Susquehanna, what's it looking like right now when it comes to ice?
So obviously icy. So what we concern ourselves with the Susquehanna is what happens upstream. So you get these little reprieves, you reach 40, that ice starts to move. So we got to keep a close eye because it builds up against the bridges and the sides and things like that.
Okay. We'll keep an eye on that as well. All right. Thanks a lot. We will see you on the news later too. All right. Busy guy. Hey guys, stay warm out there. Do what you can. We're going to be doing some stories on things to do around your home to stay warm in a safer way. I know people make mistakes. We see a lot of fires this time of year. Also, some pipes might be bursting. So you got to maybe get that little trickle of water going through the pipes all the time, no matter what. All right, guys, that'll do it for us here. CBS 21 Next. Make sure you are liking, subscribing, and setting those notifications so you know when we're on and we can share the news with you in this way. I'm Joel D. Smith. Back to you.